Now joined in studio by my buddy Jim Pollard. How are things in AMR world today, Jim?
Challenged.
Holiday weekend coming up.
Yeah, you bet. Our folks are doing a remarkable job in the face of significant challenges. The pandemic is still afoot, and we have to continue to take substantial precautions for everyone's sake. My hat's off to everybody in public safety. They really rose to the occasion and are still doing so during the past 16, 18 months.
Well, the good news is there is a way to make that not a problem. If people won't get themselves in a situation where they have to call on you, the precautions aren't necessary.
Prevention is one of the strongest elements of our service to the community, continuously reminding folks to please think before you act.
And sometimes we don't do that. And I know you see the evidence every day just about, but especially during holiday weekends, it seems common sense kind of takes a back burner sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And then if you add alcohol, which is often the case, to various holiday activities, the risk multiplies substantially, whether it's making mistakes with fireworks or outdoor grilling, staying out in the sun too long, water sports of various kinds, boating, swimming, and so on. So many of the tragedies that we respond to they just didn't have to happen, Dave.
Exactly. And, you mentioned grilling. Let's talk about that for a second, because when people think about 4th of July problems, they think about fireworks. That's just the first thing that comes to mind, but there's a lot of other stuff lurking out there. What can they do to make grilling safer aside from maybe not be quite as deep into the alcohol as they are when they fire up the grill?
Make sure you get your grill checked out, preferably by a professional. Make sure there aren't any gas leaks. And we strongly recommend when you set your grill up, you're starting to use it, of course, make sure you're on a flat, level surface, preferably away from any dry leaves, dry shrubbery, and so on. We recommend that you literally draw a circle about 10 feet in diameter around the grill and declare it a child-free and pet-free zone. The operator, the griller, the chef should use long handled tongs and other tools to help avoid burns in that fashion. Don't ever leave a grill unattended. Make certain that you keep the grease on the grill wiped away. It can catch fire. And keep a fire extinguisher handy.
Now, we do need to talk about fireworks, though, because
Sure.
It is 4th of July. It's a big deal. I don't know if you heard the story out of Los Angeles yesterday. Did you hear about this? This is what can happen when professionals are dealing with it. They had a huge batch of illegal fireworks that they had confiscated, 5,000 pounds of it. So the fire department decided they were going to get rid of them, and they took them out to a safe location in South L.A. and decided to detonate them, like a bomb thing.
South L.A. they took them?
Yeah.
Okay.
East 27th Street in
Go
South
ahead.
L.A. The problem is they did it improperly, and the whole batch blew at one time, and 17 people are in the hospital.
Oh, my Lord. No, I had not heard that sad report. They were trying to do their jobs as public servants. And as you say, fireworks can be beautiful, they can be fun, but they're explosives. They're always dangerous. And we hear on latter part of July 4th, on into July 5th, every year it seems to me reports of professionals who were injured because of a misfire. If professionals are at risk, then golly sakes, average John Q. Public and Jane Doe really ought to have their safety antenna on high alert when we try our backyard explosives display. The safest way, of course, is to go to enjoy fireworks is to go to a professionally produced show in the city of Jackson, city of Clinton. Lots of municipalities and counties around the state are always running the July 4th shows.
Well, and just to put an exclamation point on what you were saying about, professionals can get caught by this stuff. Imagine how much worse it is for you. Those fireworks that they were doing a controlled explosion of, they placed them inside a specialized armored truck that was designed to contain controlled explosions. When they find a bomb or something, they put it in that truck and blow it up. They put the fireworks in that truck, and it exploded the truck. The whole thing just blew.
I don't think we appreciate just how much gunpowder and other explosive substances are inside quote-unquote common fireworks. Even the small firecrackers in the right quantity, they can cause severe damage to hands and to eyes. Several thousand folks a year are seen in emergency departments because of fireworks injuries, and of course July 4th is the principal time of the year. We can't urge folks too strongly to consider going to a professional show rather than fiddling with fireworks at home and taking that risk.
That's the easiest way to avoid the problem completely, I think.
There are a couple of kinds of fireworks that we especially urge folks to be cautious with or not to use at all. Bottle rockets, for example, are highly dangerous to the eyes. Those devices are essentially unguided missiles that blast off at about 200 miles per hour. And you have no idea where they're going, and they could pop right in someone's face. Years ago, my wife and my then wife and our daughter were out on the patio, right? And some youngster across the street shoots off a bottle rocket, and the thing comes like right under the deck, goes off right under our then 3-year-old daughter, and she was just terrified. So thankfully, no one was hurt. Shall we say that our language wasn't exactly top drawer in
probably not air appropriate.
No.
We can't repeat it here.
Yeah, it was pretty dangerous. And then one kind of fireworks that we really just often think of practically harmless is the sparkler. We don't appreciate that sparklers can burn as high as 1,500 or more degrees Fahrenheit, as hot as a blowtorch, a couple thousand degrees. And to whom are we more likely to give a sparkler to hold? Little kids,
small
right?
child.
And
that's the safe firework.
Right, precisely.
Yeah.
And they can inflict some awful, awful burns. One of the bits of advice about sparklers is that a grown-up should never hold a child who has a sparkler in his or her hand. It's the child's just not sensitive to the need to, whenever I turn around in mom or dad's arms, I might swipe mom or dad's back. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Fireworks are they leave permanent marks in many instances. A substantial percentage of fireworks are injuries to the eyes, and then, of course, to the fingers and hands would come in next. They can cause really debilitating burns as well that can be disfiguring for life. We really urge folks to think carefully about being involved with their own personal displays at all, please. Don't ever put fireworks in bottles or cans. Obviously, don't ever throw fireworks at another person. Make sure that you're away from buildings and roofs and even power lines and dry grass, dry shrubs. Don't ever relight a device that appears to be a dud. Just let it sit there for several minutes and then drench it with some water. And by the way, keep a fire extinguisher nearby. Stay a safe distance from the person who's lighting the fireworks. Protect your eyes, for goodness sake, by wearing some safety goggles, because contact lenses and sunglasses and prescription glasses just really afford very little, if any, protection from fireworks. And don't ever extend any part of your body over the area where you're lighting fireworks at all. Now, I got to say that the vendors for fireworks do take some pains to educate folks on proper use. It's wise, obviously, to follow the instructions on any fireworks package that you purchase.
I wonder how many people actually read those instructions.
We would love for it to be 100% and then comply.
Yeah. I don't think it works out that way, though, Jim,
I'm
sometimes.
afraid you're right.
Do Jim and the rest of the folks a favor and don't find a reason to have to call them. Call them if you need them, definitely, but
sure.
They don't want anybody to need them.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
That's all it takes is just to make them bored. That's the goal for this 4th of July. We want them sitting there going, man, there's nothing going on.
Well, it was a slow day here on July 4th. Yeah, we'd love